Speaking of right up Brad's alley, at Media Day, Brad somehow pulled former Cavs coach Mike Fratello over us and said, hey, we're doing this 60-second segment. You have 60 seconds for us? As you're about to see, it was not 60 seconds.
That's false advertising, Brad. That's some BS right there. The Czar.
I'm a person.
Czar the Telestrator.
Well, that's a dope name.
It's one of the greatest nicknames ever.
Brad Sellers here with us on the Cleveland Sports Show here with Coach Mike Fratello here, famed NBA fame with the not Atlanta Hawks but the Cleveland Cavaliers for such a long time and a well-respected voice in the NBA. Coach, how excited are you to see the Cavaliers this year?
I'm anxious to see what style of play we see from the Cavaliers this year. There's no question they have tremendous depth. They can play big, they can play small. He'll be able to juggle lineups depending on what his opposition is doing out on the floor. But remember, they started something a year ago that nobody was willing to do, and that's play big all across the front line. And now I'm wondering how much that'll change this year with the deal that was done, the number of players involved, Donovan Mitchell coming in. This could be a very, very exciting year for the city of Cleveland.
So, Coach, you talk about the addition of Donovan Mitchell, and I know that one of the things that the Cavs were looking for was some stability in the front court. People had been in a playoff experience. How do you think his addition to this club is going to benefit the young players like Darius Garland and Mobley?
You name me the past 5 years, 6 years, who the champions have been, and I would have to say that each of those teams have had a guy who can explode on a given night and get you 50 points. Well, Donovan Mitchell has done it at least 2 times, I know, maybe 3 in the playoffs already in his career where he's gone for 50 or more points. There aren't many guys in the league that can get you 50 on a given night. He can do that. Not like you're going to see that every night, but on a given night, he can do that. So when you have that type of an explosive player in big games, when you need somebody to step up, take and make a big shot, he's not afraid of that moment, and he will take that challenge.
So, Coach, the last question I'll tell you, I'll go back to the late 80s, early 90s, the way you had staggered the Hawks with so much depth. Let's talk about depth on this team. And not only do we have a good starting five, but we got guys that come off the bench that gives you the reaction to be able to move forward as the season goes along and the playoffs and be able to sustain during injuries, even built like this.
It's great to have depth. They've done an incredible job in building this roster. But let's keep this in mind. The key to the whole thing is the willingness of the individual to play the role that he needs to play to make this team successful. So if you're a starter all your career and you come to this team that's deep and talented and they ask you, we need you to come off the bench for us and play this role, and you're not going to get 38 minutes a game, you're not going to get 40 minutes a game, you may get 22 minutes a game, but those 22 minutes can help us win a game a lot of nights during the course of the season. So you have to hope that everybody buys in together. You know the old thing about let's all pull on the same end of the rope. We can accomplish a whole lot more doing it that way than splitting up and trying to pull on each end of the rope. You don't quite get as much accomplished.
Well, guys, you heard it first. Czar, Coach Mike Fratello, Cleveland Cavaliers looking forward to the 22-23 season. Coach, thank you for your time.
Thank you so much.
Well done, Brad. Very well done.
No, listen. Hey, I learned from the best. I watched you. I watched how you guys conduct things. It was on the fly, but I appreciate Coach Fratello joining in with us and giving us insight. If you can't tell, I think the entire community is excited about the Cavaliers' upcoming season. And if you caught the preseason game the other day, it's looking very promising here, right? Very promising. I think they're still searching, but the nucleus is there, and I just think it's a great time to be in Cleveland for sports.
Mm-hmm. He talked about the unselfishness, and that's going to be the key.
Yeah.
The guy's going to be able to come to the arena every night and say, I'm okay with 22 minutes, and I'm okay with a role. Do you think that these guys have the makeup to do that?
Myles Garrett will play Sunday. Breaking news.
Oh,
Myles
wonderful.
Garrett will play Sunday.
Good.
According to Mary Kay Cabot.
I don't think that's a surprise. I think it'll be a surprise if they announce Clowney's going to play.
Well, do you think?
I think he's further away.
Do y'all think now that Cleveland is competitive or have good rosters that it's a race between teams to get the championship first?
I think there's an internal competitiveness.
Mm-hmm.
The Browns would love to be the one to do it. The Cavs are holding the ring from 6 years ago, but they're holding the ring. But I think, especially between the Browns and the Indians, because the Cavs have won it within the last 6 years. So But I think they look at that. I do.
I think if you ask me who would benefit from the most, it would be the Guardians. I think if the Guardians won, it would prove that they can do it a way different from other people. And it would be that validation. So then you couldn't say, it makes everybody say, look, you can't just say, you know what, we don't want to go because they cheap, or we don't want to go because now they're validated. They won doing it their way. So it would be the biggest boost. I think the Cavs' biggest reason or whatever why they want to win a ring is because sometimes people just strip the 2016 thing away because it's LeBron.
Yeah.
They want to win desperately with the pieces they got and not be attached to LeBron forever. And then the Browns, I think it would be the biggest story if they won. If they won, the Browns would. I mean,
they taking off work for the whole week.
Oh, listen, you can't. They would have parades all around the world.
That part.
I've never seen it would be the party of all parties. But yet it is a little internal. I think they really go at each other, and I think there is a race to see who can do it because to a lot of them, it's their first ring, even to the Cavs, right? So it's a lot of them to see what way can we get there first. But they all do it a different way. Yeah. But all three teams, to Brad's point, it's a great time to be alive in Cleveland.
Well, your competition brings competition. I think they're all competing for the same market, the same buyer.
Same dollars.
Same dollar out here, trying to split that up, make sure it comes my way more than so their way. And then there's some internal competition. I want my organization to be the best thought of organization in town. So that puts pressure on when the Browns make a move, then everybody has to respond to that.
Oh, and we've seen that.
And we've seen it respond.
The Guardians re-sign Jose, and shortly after, the Browns go out and make the deal to get Deshaun Watson, or the Watson. Yeah, I think Ramirez signed first, and then Watson, and then the Cavs make the Mitchell. Ultimately, we're the winners.
Right.
We get a better product from all three because they know they're fighting for our dollars. Whatever piece of that entertainment dollar that we have that's disposable that we're going to spend, are we going to spend it on a Guardians World Series ticket? Are we going to spend it on season ticket package for the Cavs or whatever?
Well, that's why you see enhancements to stadiums and things like that because it's about the fan experience. The Cavaliers have probably done the best with the fan experience. They've converted Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse into Quicken Loans Arena to Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse, and the experience while you're there, from the food stations, from the side things that go on besides the game, it's an entertainment package to everyone that goes in there. It's an experience. And
it's more intimate, too. I've always thought that basketball has that distinct advantage over baseball and football because of the intimacy. Number one, you're always in a controlled climate. So automatically, if you're a Browns fan, you said, I don't do cold.
I don't do cold.
Well, for the fans that don't do cold, that takes April, for the most part, out of the mix at Progressive. And even today, temperature was in the 40s when I was driving in, and I saw a lot of folks that were walking to the game. They had coats. Not jackets and sweatshirts.
Hoodies
coats.
and big hats.
But the Cavs have that inherent advantage. You're going to be comfortable in our space for 2.5 hours.
Right.
And also just the intimacy of the arena. You're much closer to the worst seat there is better than 70% of the seats at Progressive and at First Energy to the action.
When we was down on the field, it's just different. I was telling Jay this when we threw out the first pitch. I said, "Yo, it's different down here on that level. You don't really notice it. If you played baseball before, there's nothing like the ambiance of stepping on a baseball field when it's done right. You like, man, this is nostalgic. I was over here emotional. I'm like, man, this is crazy. I'm like, dog, I should be out here more. I should be at more of these. And I'll give you this. Playoff baseball, y'all gonna get a chance to see it up close and personal. Playoff baseball is something to watch because it's the crowd. Every pitch count. You hear people cheer after every pitch. If the umpire squeeze somebody and they think it's a strike, they booing immediately. Every run, every base runner matter, and I think they do a good job on television of really framing just how intense it is.
They do.
Every single.
If you watch a regular season game, you don't hear the play-by-play guy ask the color guy, "What do you think he gets here?"
Right.
But in playoff baseball, every at-bat is a chess match. And so they're talking about tomorrow in particular when you watch, you'll see Tristan McKenzie's setup pitches his electric fastball. he's so tall that his release point is so high, it gets on guys so quick. Then you'll hear the play-by-play and the color guy talk about he's going to set up his curveball, which is his out pitch, with his fastball. That is mano-a-mano chess match. That in the regular season, they don't spend a lot of time dissecting each matchup like that. But in the playoffs, usually all of these games, every single pitch in the games is a hinge pitch. What's a hinge pitch? The score and who is in the lead hinges on that pitch. So far in this game, there's been over 50 pitches from the combined starters. Every pitch has been a hinge pitch. If the guy hits a home run, the lead changes. So it makes, I just think it's, for my money, and I know I'm a huge baseball fan, but it is absolutely electric. And enjoy the next at least 2 days, and hopefully we get much more than that. McNuggets?
We got the game on back here, just so y'all know. It's flying through. McClellan and Bieber both look great. And we're going to play this video that I made for you guys. We're going to do final takes. We'll get out of here so we go watch the Guardians game.
Okay, good.
The crowd looks electric. We've done 60 seconds. With no further ado, Steve, take the package.
Oh, no.
Look at that wrist.
That's the pro set. Another pro. This was the one he nailed this one.
He got that one.
Got that one.
Got that one. This one is a little, yeah. Look at that wrist. He had it like this.
Yeah, he wanted to go in.
Okay.
What it tells me is they all respect you as a professional, Mikey. And they don't look at you as one of the brothers.
Hey,
Although,
I
there
like
you
that
go.
one.
Now this one.
We need to get him a Lopez hair wig, McNuggets.
Hey man,
Oh, you're all over the map. You're up on his wrist, bro.
he all on. He had his pinky all on your forearm.
That's like the Zapruder film. Breaking it down for the
was
grassy
tough.
knoll.
It was tough. There were some good handshakes in there. There were some rough ones. The Robin Lopez one, I got taken back 7 grades in the DAP school. I thought I graduated with cum laude graduate honors, and
Yeah.
I'm
So-
back to an associate's degree.
So McNuggets, are
That's funny. That's funny.
are you going to go to the Cavs game to get sound? Like, are you gonna be doing?
Post-game sound?
Yeah, I think you have to. You're boys now.
Know all these guys. Are you gonna be able to get the sound from like big games and
We'll
do press
see.
conferences?
I'll be at the preseason game Monday.
There you go.
there
Are you
you
taking
go.
the camera?
My buddy's the coach of the Sixers, so he got me tickets.
Oh, so you're not working it.
No, I'm going just to enjoy the game.
This guy.
Yeah, because at some point it looks like it's going to turn into like Mikey going in for post-game
Yeah.
sound,
Yeah.
and his guys seeing him, be like, "That's my dude right there."
Like, come on,
Hey,
Mikey.
I'm not against it. It'd be some great. I don't even have to ask a question. I just want to dap after every guy.
Hey, we should be
He'd
able
be
to.
the Browns or the Cavs DAP coordinator.
Maybe Yak can get you in on. I don't know, bro. I don't know. They might.
I think the Cavs will credential us, though.
Oh, absolutely.
I think they would credential us.
They 100% will credential us.
All right, let's do some final takes, guys.
Cavs